If you don't understand phrases like Delulu, ratioed, NPC Energy, or aura farming, congratulations, you still have a functioning brain. Because the internet now speaks a dialect that sounds completely fake to anyone over the age of 25. Unfortunately, you still need to understand it. So here are 10 internet expressions dominating social media in 2026. Starting with one of the most dangerous words ever created, Delulu. I read a comment that said, "He viewed my LinkedIn profile at 1 a.m." That is not romance, that is unemployment, absolute Delulu. And yes, Delulu basically means somebody is wildly delusional online, which honestly explains most of the internet. Now this next phrase is everywhere. It's giving, people use it when something has a very specific energy or vibe. For example, his apology video is giving substitute teacher held hostage. Or that gym selfie is giving, I learned one Andrew Tate quote and made it my personality. It's dramatic, judgmental, and weirdly accurate. Now, if you fully understand this sentence, the AI tradwife soft-launched her crash-out era after getting ratioed. You may be chronically online, and you probably need sunlight immediately. At this point, some people recognize influencers faster than their own relatives. Which brings us to the internet's favorite insult, touch grass. Which basically means please reconnect with reality. Because if you wrote a 19-part thread explaining why Shrek would beat Batman in a legal trial, you need to touch grass immediately. Actually, no, you need a forest. Now this next one is terrifying because the internet never forgets anything. Caught in 4K, which means getting exposed with undeniable evidence. Like when somebody announces a social media detox and then gets spotted. In a podcast, a live stream, and somebody's Coachella vlog. That man did not get caught in 4K, he got caught in 16K IMAX Dolby surround sound. And speaking of people acting strangely online, NPC Energy. This phrase describes somebody acting robotic, fake, or painfully repetitive. You know those influencers who wake up at 5 a.m., journal, ice bath, protein shake, cold plunge, motivational quote, same beige apartment every single day? That's not a person, that's a side quest. Now this next phrase is basically public humiliation in digital form, ratioed. I once saw somebody tweet, water is overrated. Within minutes, the replies looked like a public execution. That's getting ratioed. Which somehow still isn't as bad as this next thing. Brain rot. Which happens when content becomes so repetitive, your brain starts melting. You open TikTok for 5 minutes, and suddenly it's 3 hours later. And an AI-generated raccoon is explaining cryptocurrency. That's brain rot. And honestly, at that point, your attention span is just fighting for survival. Now this phrase exploded recently, aura farming, which means trying way too hard to look mysterious, cool, or emotionally deep online. I saw a blurry black and white photo of a guy staring out of a train window with the caption, "They never understood me." Brother, you sell phone cases. That's aura farming. And finally, possibly the most chaotic phrase on the internet right now, crash out, which means emotionally losing control online. Like losing one argument, then uploading 37 Instagram stories, 2 live streams, a Notes app apology, and somehow a diss track, historic crash out. Social media has officially turned emotional breakdowns into episodic content. Anyway, if you learned at least one new phrase today, congratulations. You're now slightly more prepared for the internet in 2026, or slightly less mentally stable. Honestly, could go either way.